The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman on this very sunny day after the huge snowstorm yesterday. Well, actually, it was a big fuss, but we've had 1.5 feet before, many times, not for a while. That's the whole issue. Anyway, bright and sunny. I love when the sun is shining on the snow. Not so happy about shoveling, but anyway. We've got the Dow down almost 500 points, down 478 to 48,934. Just look at this. UNH, United Health, and I've been talking about this for so long. I've been saying, I just can't trust it. People kept asking me, should we buy it? Should we buy it? I said, you know, when a company has something outstanding and it's just a kind of a something to do with the technical side of the business, that's one thing. When it becomes legal, they just get mired in legality. You can imagine the lawyers' bills, everything. Oh, God. So from what I can read, they deserve everything they've got. They're down 68 at 283. They were tootling along at just under the 200-period moving average, peak E at 358. 358 to 283. I mean, look what you've done. In the rectangle formation, it failed. There was a peak D. So I had a question, and I'm going to deal with it in a moment. The question is, here it is. Basil, do you find it all that in general, peak D is followed by a deeper retracement? So all I can say is, if I had to, over the year, let alone over the 20-plus years that I've been here and talking about peak Ds, the objective in the Chapman wave is to get you from a leg that turns up, a trough that turns up, identify it as something a little bit more significant than a bounce. If it goes to a peak A, pulls back, and then goes to a B, and the technicals are really improving, it goes from a buy signal, and the moment the stochastic gets to, this is one of the technical indicators, the stochastic gets to 80% or higher, then you're upgrading to a buy mode. And usually it's when the MACD is already cross positive. The implication then is that you should get to at least 4 higher peaks. It happens so often that I'd have to say it's the majority of the time. Majority could be 51%. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's up in the 70, 80 area percent. It's even more. It's impossible to gauge because we're talking about a daily, weekly, monthly. What are you talking about? But the fact is, look, right here is a weekly chart of UNH. It goes from the 230s back in July, August of this past year. And what does it do? It goes peak A, peak B, peak C, and then D. D is where I say other things can happen. That's where you can get the Chapman wave instant restart within 3 bars. It means you can even have another 4 peaks higher, but at least you can keep an alternate count to say, I'm aware that it can go even higher, but EF, I'm still going to be careful. But in the meantime, this went to that peak D at 380 right there. That was the weekly chart on the week of the 31st of October, 2025. All right? And ever since then, it's done a 1-to-1 to the downside. So and then the last peak that was of significance was in 22 when it went to 558, 558.10. That was in October of 2022. And it pulls back, rallies, it can't break that. It pulls back, goes to a low, and then it has just 2 higher peaks above that. And then it comes down sharply. So yes, so the answer is, that's where I always say, be aware that other things can happen. All right? Not only that, when you're up against, excuse me, when you're up against a 200-period exponential moving average, that's another thing. If you haven't actually tagged it and you pull back from there. So, all right, so that's one thing. Let me just go on. Let me just do this real quickly again. The Dow made a peak D, then it just popped to a nominal E at 49,666, I think it was, somewhere around there. Had a Chapman wave 2-bar reversal, pulls back sharply at the peak E, slightly above that D, and it's in an arch formation. It's down 459 right now. I'm a little worried about it. The 9-period moving average is still very strong. And we've got the alternate count in the weekly chart, and it got repelled. What I've been talking about, this inside track repellent zone. Look at the S&P. SPX, I'm kind of worried, but it's a mixed market. So am I half worried or a quarter worried? Am I a fourth worried out of the 4 major indices? I don't know. All I'm saying is that the Dow is not, it was leading and now it's failing. Look at this. The S&P goes to peak F, pulls back, has a very sharp pullback, and now if it goes higher than 6986.33, I have to consider that, is that a G? Is that a brand new A? A lot of thinking goes on. So the Chapman wave is a very simple technique until it gets complicated. And then you have to use all your technical prowess to see, look, if that MACD crosses positive, it's minus 1.16 right now. If it crosses positive, that's going to give you another burst to the upside. Not only that, the weekly chart is at a peak A, peak B. G/B means the next peak cannot be H. It has to be a C. There's your C. It looks like we're going to make that D. And that's really important in the weekly chart. So yes, D's can be very important. Got a bunch of questions. I want to get to them. QQQ, NDX 100, trading at, and now here again, look, this is a peak A. Here's a peak A. In the weekly chart A. There's your B. And I can just tell you, I don't want to waste time. I'll tell you this a little later on. And basically, I'm going to talk about AI, how dumb AI can be and how brilliant. How AI can take you, in a flat, within not even a split second, a microsecond, it can give you the most incredible information. And at the same time, it can waste your time. Oh, unbelievable. My Chapman wave methodology, as I'm trying to articulate it, getting mired in muck when it's so simple. You look at the low bar and you count A, B, C. What do you have to do? Damn, I. So the QQQ up 5 at 630.67 in the rectangle formation, trying to work its way to the 639 high. Let's go to the IWM. Is it coming back a little bit? Yeah, now it's down 25. Look at this. Made a peak D, and within 3 bars, it goes to an E. So I have to circle that to say, yeah, that's still a potential instant restart. My guess is it's going to be 267.22. It's going to be a little problem. It's going to be taking another week or so to digest these gains. Let's go to the SMHs up 7.68 at 406.53. That's even with Intel taking a dive the other day. Look at that, 54.60 down to the 42s. Now it's at 43.90. So I'm watching that closely. I have to get to the GDX. So here we go. Here come the questions. Yes, GDX made a peak F today. If 105.33 is going to be more serious. So I need to show you something very interesting. F, it could be an alternate count, but I'm calling it, look, because there's an instant restart right there, peak D. Remember, I said peak D can do other things. So this continued higher. But look at this deep sell-off at around 355 at 103.98 in the GDX. Look at this leg E in the weekly chart. I'm anticipating, I said to subscribers, the DBC, which is the commodity index, looks very oversold at a peak D. The SMHs look very oversold, and where are we? At a peak G/C, maybe go to a little higher. But so is the GDX. I'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
I'm looking at, I'll do, as I'm going through the different areas, I'm going to also answer questions. So MAIA, biotechnology, trading at up 21 cents at 2.83. That's up almost 8%. So this is fascinating. So biotech have these big power moves, and then they just give it up, and then they wait a long time. Then they have another big power move, and it's in the power move right now. Monthly chart, I'm A, B, yeah, I call it an A right there. It's still an A, uppercase A on the way up. So this is A, B right there, monthly. Weekly is in leg B. The daily chart, now this is fascinating. So it makes the low down about 80-something cents, 85 cents. Say. Then it goes peak A, pulls back. There's a little gray A under that, but then what happens is it powers through the original A and it goes to a B. Over the 200-period moving average, no, it can't hold it. It goes all the way back down. It goes from the 172-ish area down to the 112 and then up again. And now this is fascinating. See, under that peak B, I've been talking about this for years and years and years, decades. You've got to count. This is your starting point. Look right here. That's your starting point. So every peak gets counted. Boy, the AI is going to have a ball when I get to this phase. So that's peak A. That's a little gray A because it's under the previous A. Then it goes to B. A blue B, meaning it's all the way up. And then it pulls back very sharply. And then under it has a gray A, under that major B, a gray B, under the major B, a gray C under the major B, and then a D. So it completes the buy mode, even though that's a B. Now, if you don't know my technique, you say, oh, this is in leg C right now. No, it's in E. Why is it in E? Because that D, and it has an instant restart. You just got to keep from that low. That's what you're counting, everything on the way up. It took me quite a while to figure that one out. And it came as a bit of a surprise to some people who said, hey, wait a minute. No, I have no choice. I just have to do that. That's the objective. You've got your starting point. From the starting point, you count each peak. So now it's very stretched. But the MACD is still expanding. The stochastic is flat at 88%. The on-balance volume is a little bit overbought. The relative strength is running. This is on fire. This is doing well. So it says 256, the 200-period moving average in the weekly chart should be your containment area. That's your magnet. It should pull back. It could go under, it could go up, but it's going to hang around that area maybe for another week, all right? Maybe even 2 weeks. But the higher away it goes from the 200-period moving average, the better it is. Well, let's look at the weekly chart. Wow, the weekly chart's at 81%. The on-balance volume's overbought. The relative strength is still climbing, very strong. MACD is still expanding, 9 over the 14. This is a very strong stock, $2.85, up 23. But it is biotech, right? Biotechnology. So all I'm saying is that look at the chart and analyze the chart. Look at the name and say, biotechs. They go for a year or two sometimes on the down move, and then they have a sudden spike, and then they give it up. This is in the sudden rally stage. So I like it very much. Where would my next target be? Well, not mine, but the next target be, and that's on the left, and that's that big spike right there to 340, 370. No, I was right. 348. 348. It's at 285 today. Did hit 305. Now that's longer term. But most importantly, what I am looking at is what is the support? That's the only thing I look at in this particular instance. And the support says in speed, if within 2 sessions it cracks 250 as support, it's going to take a little longer. But if in the next 2 days it actually tags, even the 306, to make it 310 to 312 area, that is really positive. Good eye. It's looking very good. And what do you say about weekly leg B? Yes, I like it very much, but it is biotech. Anything can happen at any point. Talking about the healthcare side of it. So we had the stock, which I've loved for a long time. Finally, we got in, and it was doing just fantastically. CVS. So what happens? So we get in. Somewhere around there, I think it was 80, 81, maybe it was 80. And I've got everything, but I just right at the top of my head, I'm just stalling a moment. And then what does it do? It goes to peak C1, C2. That's the double top. That acts like a D. But the 9-period moving average was still strong. Well, it went up for 4 sessions. It went all the way. I said my target is 80, 83.70 to 84. If it goes there, there should be a retest of the 85.15 level that was made back in about August of last year. That was a peak D. Look how long it's taken. Well, it's doing two. I'm looking at it by the close. I thought, that is nice. There's your leg D, nicely up in the 80. What was the height? 83 something. 84 round number. I did not see the round number. 84 round number. And then last night while I'm doing work, like I always do every evening, what do I see? I see -7, -8. There's a lawsuit at your peak D. Well, it was leg D. And there's a lawsuit. So we get stopped out. A very small loss because we had already got a gain in that. But I was so upset because this was one of those in 2026 I thought had the first time CVS Healthcare really had an opportunity. They were doing everything right. I don't want to get anecdotally because I really love my CVS store in Newtonville. They're really good. What do you do in a case like this? Thank goodness for stops. But it is really upsetting because it took away one of those that I thought could still do it. Maybe this is a perfect buying opportunity. But a lawsuit, I just said, lawsuits are not good. So CVS, we long at 80.15. It goes all the way to this 84 level. It's starting to really perform for months. I've been looking at it, waiting. Bam, just like that. Very unfortunate. Thank God for stops. Not the point. The point is I didn't even think that anything like this would happen because it was really turning the corner. I was anticipating by February or March, we're looking at the 80s and then into the 90s, and the 90s we'd be, oh man, that's upsetting. So yeah, luck comes into this as well and timing. So let's get back to the story. So So I did MAIA, and the next question was right here, CrowdStrike, CRWD. CRWD. So it had good news yesterday. It's up 13 at 481.70. So, and a question in the Tiger YouTube was about Procter & Gamble. I'm mentioning Procter & Gamble because we were talking about healthcare. We were talking about chart formations. And I'm looking at this and I say, not that I can look at the monthly at a peak C and say that it should go to a D, and it's got a peak. You remember, what do we have here? We have Frank. Frank wants to know about peak Ds. Well, Frank, there's your peak D in the weekly chart around the 560s, tumbles down to the 440s, and now it's having a bit of a move to the cybersecurity CrowdStrike holdings. So you just put it in with no words. I'm saying to you, I've been watching the this is the security. This is really cybersecurity. Peak D in the daily. I didn't remember that. You remember what I say on an instant restart? If you actually get to a D, be careful. That's where other things can happen. Wow, did other things happen? CrowdStrike hits. The exact number was 545. Round number low, 566.90 high, and that was it. I'll be back in a moment to talk about CrowdStrike.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, folks, we're back. So I'm looking at HACK, which is Private Cybersecurity ETF. So it made a peak F top in the monthly chart, the peak C1, C2, which acts like a D. It took me a long time to figure that out. Otherwise, I'd still be waiting today for that peak D. But once you learn to recognize a C1, C2, because C2 is just below and it acts just like a D, and there it is in the daily chart at different times. So this is very interesting. And what I'm looking at, excuse me, is that in CrowdStrike, there's a slightly different chart pattern, but only slightly different. Look at this. I'll put this out. Here's the daily chart. Look at that. Here's this file right here, this picture on the left. And it went to the 200-period moving average, and that is where it's trying to bounce up. It's such a strong magnet that this line right here of 460, that's like, to pull away, you need that 9-period moving average, which is pink, to flip to green, which it could do. The MACD's turned up, on balance turned up, stochastics much better at 41%, but still very weak. Have a look at this. Here's HACK, same thing, the daily chart. What do you see? Same thing. Slightly different in the sense that there's no gap up today. But look at this. If you go to that level, and you go to, I'm going to go to the body of the candle. Look at that. It's very much the same pattern. So I'm going to say, I don't know whether you're looking to get into it, but I like the action pushing away from the 200-period moving average. At 480.21, this is a very tough one. The MACD is still very strong. Oh, I got a call coming. What a pity. The MACD is still very strong in the, now 914 is very strong in the monthly chart. MACD has been very strong. It's still okay, but it's turning down. And the reason why I'm looking at the cybersecurity, because I want to get clues there to say, hey, is this moving on? There's your peak D in the weekly chart. And it's a nice bounce this week. And this week is only 1.5 days old. So that's helping a lot. I'm just going to say, I think it's in the process of attempting to bottom. Would I go long right now? At 480, if it was a $48 stock, now that shouldn't make any difference to the chart pattern. I'm just saying money management just says to me, I'd rather be paying up for a stock that's already been up in the mid 500s than to try to catch a falling knife. The fact that it's gone higher than this whole, consider this one candle right there, from that low to that high, we've got an engulfing candle. Think of this as one candle. So that's very positive. So this is what I'm going to suggest to you. At 480.30, I would just put my foot in the door. And I've got a feeling that this market is about to have another digestive phase in different sectors, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if the Dow pulls back because of these, because of UNH and what was the other one that was tanking? Boeing was pulling back sharply today. But overall, it's still looking very good. So how about this, that we get some kind of a rotation coming up in the next 3 weeks, going to mid-February. And it's going to include some of those that were very poor. I mean, that might even include something like a Rocket Lab, maybe even a Robinhood finally gets a little gumption and moves higher. But that kind of area that Iran, this is that is the AI, that's the energy company. So what I'm looking at here is that there's a chance that this is forming a base. If you look at PANW, Palo Alto, I don't think I've updated it. This is also very weak. It's had a little bit of a pop, given it back today. I just don't think that they're ready. So my honest opinions right now is I personally would hold off. I wouldn't do anything. But if you're doing your homework and you say, but this is one of the big winners, look at that monthly chart, still very strong, then I'm going to say at 480, just put your foot in the door. That's hopefully the door doesn't slam, but put your foot there, right? 480.14, and the low today is 475.33. So 475. Would I even give it a 1%? Yeah, just for the moment, you can give it a 1% risk. So yeah, start a position, and I'll tell you why. Because look, all the technicals are starting to improve. All you're waiting for is the 9-period moving average to push away from the 200-period moving average. When you get that, that's usually a good sign. When you get the 914 over the 200 after being below. So I'm saying the chances are this is one of the ones that we just looked at here that has the potential to get into this ugly red candle of the 15th of December, low 487.43. High of 509. I just say, foot in the door. Hopefully it doesn't slam. But I would then start to add to it if by Friday we're actually traveling into the 490, 491 area. That's already high. 480, 83, 485 would be good. Today's high is 487. So you want to break above 487.20 in the next day or two, and that'll be a good sign. But it's still a lot of work to do for all the technicals to get in place. Next question came in, and that is Procter & Gamble. So, we've followed this for a long time, still haven't got anything in it. And I've waited and waited because I want to see what the first pullback in this leg B will be like underneath the 200-period moving average at 152. It hasn't been able to get there. It's 148.20 right now, down $1.30. The weekly chart is suggesting that it is attempting, but this is not even an hour and a half, an hour and a quarter, not even in there in the first part of Tuesday, and we're down $1.37. I like it. So let's see. It held 48 today. Are you going to go long? I would like to have it in a portfolio, but I've said that I'm trying my best to get an aggressive portfolio that is moving with the movers. I don't want to be sitting there saying, like people talk about Starbucks. Look, Starbucks is starting to move, but at this point, I don't really see it as aggressive. But that whole area of Procter & Gamble, Starbucks, Clorox, Clorox was doing better. This went to a peak D and now it's pulling back. I want to see these, how they respond. I don't want laggards. I want some, and I thought CVS would be one of those that really picked up. So the answer is Procter & Gamble. I like it. If you've done your homework and you think that this is an area that you personally like, I see nothing. Let me just do this. PG, what's the low today? 147.93. Let's look at it again tomorrow. This is on my list as one of those in the defensive area that could do very well if the market starts to take a breather in the next couple of weeks. These are the ones that could hold very well. So I'm not doing anything yet, but it is on my list. But it's one of the slower movers, I think. Let's look at it again tomorrow. Procter & Gamble, yeah, a good eye, but I'm not quite ready for it. I'll be back. I'm expecting a small pullback now. Monthly peak D. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. We'll talk about that.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times the daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
All right, so the futures, the E-mini futures, look at this leg B in the 10-minute chart, 5-minute chart, leg B, leg C in the 2-minute chart, and the leg E in the 1-minute chart, doing very nicely. And that's the reason why I said to subscribers, I can't think of shorting. I'm preparing, but there's still strength to this market. You've got to regard the action right now as pretty darn positive. So let's get back to the story. So, Basil, are you expecting a small pullback now with a bigger one after monthly peak Ds, maybe this summer? So in a sense, yes, I am. I'm expecting some kind of a rotation over going into February. This has been a spectacular January so far. Something nefarious has to happen in the next few days for this to change from being very bullish longer term. Meantime, it's looking pretty darn good, and we will get some kind of rotation. And you will get something in the gold and silver, platinum, all those commodities at some point fairly soon, I would say, just in terms of just a mini correction, digestive phase with the technical so strong. Just one quick look again. Look, there's the gold. Look at this gold now. It's down 5. But look at that candle. That is, look, G/C. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little pop to the upside for a D, and then we start to pull back. I'm thinking the first week or two of February, you start to see a digestive phase. I don't see anything unless it's the futures, the margins on the futures. That you bring in margin futures, an acceleration to what people have to put up, that can really be detrimental. But I don't see anything geopolitically yet. So, okay, let me get out of that. So the answer is, let me just do this one quick time. I'll use the Dow, although the Dow at this point is arching over. That inside track repellent zone in the weekly chart of the Dow, the same thing in the S&P in terms of a rectangle, but look, a little mini channel. I suspect it's going to go to a D, and very often a very quick A to B, and then a C. And then a D says that, you're getting a little bit overboard. It doesn't say major sell anything. It just says you're getting a little bit overboard, so be prepared, okay? And now it's also a very difficult thing for me to put a down arrow when the 9-period moving average was so strong. Very often I have to come back and correct it. Oh, that's the other thing in the Chapman Wave methodology. I am absolutely flexible. I don't change the rules. There are rules, but at the same time, I don't lock in and say, because you can't. This is the market. This is a freeze, a microsecond freeze of the total conglomeration of everyone who's buying the S&P right this very minute. It's up 32 point. I can think anything I want. It's just broken above the falling axe resistance line. So that's the way I like to look at it. That's number one. Number two is if I have to change this down arrow and an up arrow because the 9-period moving average was so strong and allowed it to continue to new highs, that's fine. I just want to be, my last letter is the letter that's the most important. And that's the way I look at it. Look at the monthly chart, that leg B. Fabulous action, right? Okay, so I'm done with that. So the question is, yes, I'm anticipating this is a peak A and a peak B. The lower the high of B is after a peak A, especially a very strong one, very often it takes a little while to digest those gains. So it's very positive on the one side. On the other side, it can also put a cap on the upside. And that's what I've been saying about the Dow. I think there's a cap on it. Look at General Motors. I just want to show you how breakouts happen. Look, it was looking with a dreaded H yesterday. Thank goodness we're still long from 71. It is now trading at 86.70. Now, I had a down arrow, correct down arrow, with the pink 9-period moving average. So what is this? Is this now a gray A? And I can't call this a gray B because it's at an all-time high. Or is this an alternate count F/B? Well, I tend to do that. It's easy in hindsight to say, oh, yeah, that's an A. But I don't know. Look, the MACD hasn't turned up. Stochastic's lousy at 43%. On-balance volume's lousy. 9-period moving average was lousy up until this big spike to the upside. And where are we? We've got to a D in the weekly chart. And now I say, oh, okay. I love the fact that it's recognized. I have to confess, I thought that Mary Barra would not be able to pull this off. She also has quite a bit of experience. She worked for them for a long time. So I consider her to be part of the group that were doing things wrong, General Motors. But she's one of those, she's in the group now that's really leading the way to the upside by doing things right. And what was that? To do less in the EVs. I mean, she's practical, pragmatic, right? And that's just the right thing to do at this particular time. And look what's happening. GE is making an all-time high. Now, we know that's not an all-time high. Why? Because it was a bankrupt company. This is the new GE, General Motors, going back a long time. But this, to me, is so important in terms of the macro picture of the economy. I mean, the average price of an automobile is between 48 and 50,000. And you read all about the folks who can't afford it. They're upside down in the loans. This is fantastic. Ford is not doing the same thing. Maybe Ford bounced today. Yes, it's bouncing a little bit. That's a different chart. Look at that. Huge rectangle for years, for 2 years. It's been in this range between about 15 or 16 and between about 9. And it's just stuck there. So this is and that's what I'm saying to subscribers. This is such a specific market. Let me just go to GE. I had a question about GE. Yeah, look at GE. GE is trading 332.79 was the all-time high. Peak D. Thank you, Frank. What does it do? It tumbles down to 290, and the area is at 297. I'm a little worried about this. That's GE. But look at the Boeing. Boeing went to a what? Boeing went to a peak D, then it popped to an E, and now it's down 8 at 240.15. But I've considered this. I did that. I called that a peak A in the weekly chart. I should have thought alternate count, but everything about the reason is that's your starting point. So if you don't take out the starting point of the previous buy mode that then went to a sell mode, that's still in place. So this is peak C1, C2. Maybe that's a D. I like it. I think it's an A in Boeing. I think A is going to go high. There are a lot of things that should have seen it pull back right now in the short term, but I think it has turned the corner. So Boeing is looking much better to me. Where was that question? I wrote it down. Oh, yes. Let me do this. I did MAIA, right? Yeah, there's that question. I saw it. You're on from MAIA from 1.54. Be patient. I think you're absolutely right. can you please check ASML? Now, I don't think I've actually notated ASML. I used to have it as all one of the many semis that I haven't notated it for a while. So let's just do it together. Look, what did it do? I love this. Look at this. Where did it find support? Okay, question. Is this an important moving average right here? Did you have to dismiss it, or did you think it's very important? Right now, you can totally dismiss it. Was it important? It's the 200-period moving average. Look how it's been. Absolutely fabulous in terms of support. You went under it, over it, and now you're far away from it. It was at the 700 level, and now you've got ASML, which is, what happened here? There it is.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
So ASML Holding Semiconductor, and I don't give you the specifics of that, I just don't remember, but it's in the semiconductor area. The XC monthly, beautiful move, just the one month, meaning January. Look at that, going from 1,000 or so to 1460 right now, all-time high. Weekly is in leg D, and the daily has had an instant restart at D, so this becomes A, B, C, another leg D. So I'm anticipating there is going to be a pullback, but the technicals are so strong. Stochastic at 97%. It's going to have to be some news, some tariff, I don't know what it is, that's going to have to pull this back. Major support is at 1300. Right now it's at 1461. Just fabulous action. That's why I said I just can't get in front of this. I can look at the short side, but of the semis, but there are just too many that are doing fantastically. And then one last question before we wrap it up was SIM. So we had great gains in that. This is symbolic end-to-end AI robotic warehouse automation systems. Then we got stopped out with gains, and now I've said we just have to wait. There's a peak D, the last one right there. That was on the on the 12th of January, and now we've gone from 74 to 56.90. And yes, correct. You did a very nice attempt at your left side, right side price time match. What is today? Tuesday. Let's do a little bit more tomorrow. I'm going to have to do my show tomorrow at I'll have to do my show tomorrow early, I believe, at 8 o'clock. I got an appointment that was canceled from yesterday. Pity about that. Okay, so SPY all-time high. Oh, there's the SPY all-time high. NFE, I'll do this as we're going to the break. NFE, of course I can't, I know the symbol, but I don't remember what it is. New Fortress Energy. Oh man, I just looked at this the other day. I didn't do a notation. Yeah, it's $1.55. So, Exxon was the other one that I was going to look at. Sorry, I didn't get to it earlier. Exxon's doing great, all-time high yesterday. I think there's something going on in the multinational oils. I'll do a little bit more on that tomorrow. I'm impressed with the way the multinational oils are holding, and Rig, of course, has done very well.